Hello, and welcome to episode 145 of Nintendo Therapy, a show about the latest Nintendo news and Nintendo rumors, as well as a celebration of all things Nintendo. My name is Kevin, and joining me this week to fight the Lilat Wars is Harrison.
Hey Kevin, welcome back. Man, that GTA 6 just isn't coming, is it? Like, hey, if you're listening right now, first of all, you gotta like, subscribe, do all the things on YouTube if you're on YouTube. If you're somewhere where you can leave a comment, I wanna know, do you think GTA 6 or the next 3D Mario comes out first? I know we're making a lot of well, actually, like, there's, like, betting markets on what comes first, Jesus or GTA 6. That ain't serious. I end like, but I'm serious about this one. Let me know, because I think
I wonder if any of those people who thought that the rapture was going to happen a few weeks ago took bets on that.
that they're making bets on Jesus coming back,
That's what I'm saying. They thought the rapture was coming. So, yeah.
which is kind of what, like, South Park was alluding to with their
Mhm.
whole betting premise, but yeah, anyways, I think there's a good chance we could see a 3D Mario, which we've never even heard about, over a, GTA 6 game, which was supposed to come out
Well,
October of this year? This month, I think?
you know, the drum I keep banging is me complaining that Nintendo seems like their new policy is to announce things 2 months before they release them, so yeah, it's quite possible.
So I think that's it. We're gonna see Mario Universe or whatever they're gonna call the next Mario not Mario Andromeda, Mario something in space.
We
Um,
could guess it all day, we'll never guess it.
yeah,
Like,
I
they
did
just
it when we did our initial, like, predictions for Switch 2. I had some name for it. I think it was Mario Universe, but
Yeah,
that's
there was also I don't know if they actually made it or if I just read about this. I remember I don't know. There was a fan-made Mario universe which had Mario going between the different Nintendo franchises, and I don't know if they actually made the game or if someone just posted about it, but, that sounded awesome to me. Like Mario popping in Metroid, popping in Zelda, popping in Kirby, going into Splatoon, like that, but that's more of a Smash Brothers, like, side project thing than a mainline Mario game.
oh, I was thinking just Mario universes, like, just the Mario
Mhm.
universe, just popping into different franchises, like, but doing it like a galaxy style, I don't know. You could fly to you could fly to Super Mario Brothers. You could fly to Super
Mhm.
Mario World. You could fly to Yoshi's Island. You could fly to an island, I don't know.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Mario Galaxy 2 this week, so, I can totally see any Galaxy type of pitch in my mind because it's fresh, and I don't know, I keep thinking as I'm playing it, I feel like I would have connected with this game more if I had played it closer to its original release. Do you ever have that feeling? Like, I can see that it's charming, the gravity mechanics are still delightful like they are in Galaxy 1, and, like, the level design is sharp. I'm enjoying it, it's just, like, it hasn't wrapped itself around me the way it seems to have wrapped around everyone who, like, swears it changed their life, so, I'm missing out on that feeling with Mario Galaxy 2 right now.
Yeah,
What it
sometimes.
is doing, though, it's helping me understand why Mario Odyssey felt like such a moment. Like, after Sunshine, Nintendo gave us Galaxy and Galaxy 2, um, and then for 3D Mario, we pretty much went into 3D Land and 3D World, and all of those, I feel like the structure is more guided, like, it's almost like a curated obstacle course. Even the Galaxy games, there's, like, a direct path to go. So now I understand why Odyssey was such a breath of fresh air. Because yeah, Sunshine was the last time we really saw that style of gameplay, that sandbox, 3D, go in any place you want type of thing. And yeah, I don't know, it's all for me right now, though, I'm in the waiting room for Metroid Prime 4 at this point. That's what I'm doing playing Galaxy is just w waiting to go to Metroid's Galaxy.
Yeah, we're gonna beat the crap out of this topic, but we can probably do a whole like prediction episode on what that's gonna like look like. Maybe we'll save it until
Mhm.
we actually get something from Nintendo. It's just it's
Did you they
happening.
put out a new trailer and, for Prime 4, and I'm convinced that everyone who thinks it's an open world game is wrong. Now that I've seen this new trailer, it really does seem like the motorcycle segments are a very specific event in the game. I don't think it's like a main thing, but we'll see.
Um, it looks like the areas look pretty open.
Well, I'm not saying it won't be an open area. I just don't think it's gonna be an open world game. Like, I think there's gonna be a point where you get to this motorcycle and, as you're traveling from one place to the next, you have a few battles, but if you look at it, it's very empty. Like, it doesn't look like there's a lot of places to stop and look around. I don't think this is showcasing an open world dynamic as much as, "Hey, we have a motorcycle segment in our game."
Um, I I'm I've this is a weird one. Yeah, I don't know. Like Metroid Prime 4, it's like I see a trailer, I'm like, "Ooh, that looks cool." And then I'll see another trailer, I'm like, I don't know about I don't know if this is ready." But then this last trailer this week, I'm like, I'm just kinda ready to see I'm just ready kinda to just play it.
I mean,
Um,
I'm not expecting it to be a giant leap forward, and I think that's how you prevent yourself from being disappointed, you know what I mean? I'm fully going into this thing with the expectation that it's gonna be like the Metroid Prime remaster that we already got, but bigger. Like, it's just gonna have more game, but pretty much when you break it all down, be the same thing. Like, you're still running backwards, shooting at enemies that are coming at you. You're still trying to figure out where you can fit your latest upgrade and how that gives you new access to things. So, I think it's very much gonna feel like that, and with those expectations, I won't be disappointed. I'm not going in being like, "I can't wait to see what type of new game Nintendo's invented."
I bet that a Metroid Prime 4 is going to have, like, some Metacritic score. It's gonna be somewhere between, like a 78 and, like, an 82. Because apparently
Mhm,
because I looked at Age of Imprisonment, initial reviews, and they are, like, 79. That's the last I saw it
mhm.
yesterday, and Pokemon is now sitting at 77. So I'm like, without playing either of these 2 games, like, are they, like, this the same? Are they, like, the same with, like, the gameplay, graphics, quality, all of that? Because,
I could see them being rated similarly because I feel like they're being not that they're the same, but I feel like they are being equally criticized. So not for the same things. Like Pokemon is getting criticized for its visuals and for gameplay bugs and stuff like that. Whereas Age of Imprisonment gets criticized for being repetitive and, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have different things knocking the grade down. Um, so I could see them being kinda on the same tier.
yeah, it just it seems interesting with a lot of I think with a lot of, like, AAA games where a lot of it falls kind of in that middle now,
Mhm.
where I think it's extra hard for AAA games to get, like, really high scores, like those Metacritic must plays, whereas, like, it's maybe even harder for some AAA studios to get, like, lower scores because I don't know, because I don't know what that pressure might be, or if there is pressure. But I do
Yeah,
think that
and it's interesting, you're kinda seeing it across all industries because, like, video game, AAA games, you just mentioned, movies, a lot of big budget movies are not having the same impact as they used to. Um, Looking at you, MCU, and a few other things. Uh, Music, a lot of big budget albums and very highly anticipated albums are disappointing people. lately. So it's funny, like, it seems like the more money you put into a thing, it's almost like I don't know, I think things might be overproduced these days. There's not really they don't in any field, you don't really get to have as much of a creative vision as you used to have. Too much branding going on.
Yeah. You know something I found really interesting recently, and I wasn't even going to talk about it in this podcast, but I've been thinking about it a lot. Is that
Mhm,
there's been a huge pushback against AI everything, but like anything AI art related, there's been a huge pushback. And I got to say, I think that's really really funny because I've I've never heard people talk as much about real art until AI art came about.
yeah,
Because I
that's a good
swear some
point.
of these people did not care at
Mhm,
all about supporting anything until there
until
was
there were
the
cat videos,
yeah,
AI cat
until their
videos.
algorithm got flooded with like AI art. And then
Meow, 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 meow.
and
We've all seen it.
And I'm not even against like someone who like I'm pretty like nuanced on the whole subject because because I feel like I understand like it that it's gonna fit in somewhere. Maybe I think there's gonna be a balance of it somewhere, but I swear like this is pushing more people towards supporting local artists, real artists, artists who actually put in the effort and the process of like of actually making something. So there's a lot of I think
Mhm,
there's a lot more eyes on it now that it's that AI is more a lot more apparent. It's like in our everyday life, you know, it's in our algorithms, it's in our commercials, our video games, it's everywhere. Um
Here's where I'd like to implement some AI. I had this thought this week. Sony and other electronic manufacturers, if you're listening, take note. I would like you to manufacture your televisions with an AI volume control setting because a lot of times my TV gets left on at a high volume and then I'm turning it on in a dead quiet house and it's blasting. I would like you to read the room and adjust the volume accordingly, please. So yes, that's one sector I will not complain about AI being used.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of like a lot more like eyes on like what people are actually making now. If what you're
Mhm.
making is something that is worth looking at, pretty much like that's all I can
Well,
say. Like the
did you see
overconsumption.
John Oliver just did a great segment on, AI and he had an artist on that, like, AI w they basically used his work and AI was copying they were doing AI versions of his work, and he was having trouble, like, getting his real art out there because so many AI artists were copying it.
Right, right, and I think along with that, and then you talking about whatever you said, with AAA games. One
Mhm,
of the most impressive games that I played this year was a solo developed game, and that had a soundtrack made by one person, and it's one of the best gaming soundtracks I've heard, like, since Hades, like, in a really, really long time. And I'm just, like, blown away by it, and there's, like, that ripple effect of, like, this one person made millions and millions of dollars. And,
mm,
you know, we have these huge teams and I don't know what it is. Like I don't know if it's a lack of focus. I don't know if it's um people focusing on margins and not making good games. I don't know if it's people trying to like put movies in the games sometimes. I think sometimes people are trying to
mhm,
make everything like a movie.
mhm,
Yeah, but, like, that's where Nintendo falls is because typically they're the ones that are focused more on the experience, like making an actual good game
yeah.
sometimes, most
Yeah,
of the
it's
time.
true. I mean, I'm playing Mario Galaxy, like I said right now, and there's barely a story there, but it's a great game. It's not trying to be a movie. Ironically, because the new Mario movie is called Mario Galaxy. I didn't even mean that when I started saying that. But I'm sure they will have a story. This game does not.
Um, So what else for the week? It is we are past the spooky season, and we are officially into the holidays. Real quick news item because it's like 2 weeks now. Mario's going to be in the Macy's Day Parade for the first
Yeah, I
time.
mentioned that last week, I think. Yeah,
You
it's
did?
gonna be cool. I mentioned it really quick in between things, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I
Well,
mean, I didn't mean to take the wind out of your sails. I was just saying like, um,
we didn't have a
yeah, it's
video. We didn't have a video next to Pac-Man and who is
yeah, that's
this
true. We
dog?
did not.
And oh,
Mhm.
and there's Elf on the Shelf also next to him as well.
I'm
But
kind of amazed Mario hasn't have
I
did he
exactly
has he never had one before?
never apparently,
That's
and and
crazy.
and I'm also surprised. Like, well, it's a pretty big deal. Like, I guess they archive all of that. Like, they keep
Mhm,
stats. Um,
mhm.
they like take bets on it. Like, who's Mario gonna
I
be
remember it was a
after?
big deal the year Bart Simpson got a balloon, back in the early '90s. That was like people didn't want that balloon in there because at that point, I guess it had only been like characters who had been around for like decades. So they were like, "What are you letting this new character in for?"
You ever been to a big Thanksgiving parade?
Nah, I've watched them. Like my grandparents used to have it on the TV every Thanksgiving, but I've never been.
I've been to a
I don't leave
couple.
the house much.
Man, I've been to a. I went to a couple as a kid. Man, you gotta go early. You gotta go so early, and then you can't go to the bathroom.
Mhm.
Like you can't move out of your spot. So yeah, it just watch on TV. Yeah, just like yeah, sit on your couch, watch football, watch a parade, watch the it is the dog is that Christmas or Thanksgiving the dog competition. That's Thanksgiving, isn't it? I think so.
I think so. Yeah, the Puppy Bowl, you mean. Yeah.
Not the Puppy Bowl, that's a Super Bowl, but the
Oh,
Westminster
it's yeah,
Dog Show.
bowl. Yeah. No, never mind. The Westminster Dog Show, you're right. That's Thanksgiving.
Right. Right. We always had it on every year.
And while
Um,
we're talking about random stuff, by the way, I feel like I'm one of the only people who remembers that they used to play Star Wars on TV, like, every Christmas when I was growing up, or at least, like, 5 years, and, like, I've asked people, nobody else remembers that, so leave a comment down below if you remember that they used to play Star Wars on TV Christmas Day all the time back in the day.
and leave a comment down below if you have seen the horrible Star Wars Christmas special.
That
Uh,
too, yeah.
yeah. Yes. Yes, because I could leave a comment down below and say I have, and unfortunately
Leave a like for Lumpy.
yeah. Yeah, that was a long time ago. What other news items? Because I didn't see the notes from today, I guess, but what other news items did you have?
I didn't really have much for news this week. The new Metroid trailer came out, and then the rest of the news was really just kinda like, there's a quote about, uh, they asked, was it Shigeru Miyamoto what the, former president of Nintendo would think of the Switch sales? And he was kinda just like, I think he'd be proud." I think the quote was something like, "I think he'd be proud, but he'd also tell us to not get cocky." It was something to that effect. So like just a bunch of stuff like that where there's like not a lot to the story.
Yeah. Yeah,
Nintendo planning to Nintendo planning consistent releases of movies following Mario Galaxy movie, like we knew that was gonna happen. So yeah,
right.
it's just like a bunch of stuff like that.
Well, another news item for the week of them saying that they're gonna start phasing out the Switch. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna like go out and
Mm.
be like, guys, stop buying Switch games, guys. Please stop buying Switch games. Oh, you bought more Switch games? Oh no. Oh no.
I'm just waiting for Sony to find another 30 million PlayStation 2s under the couch, since we're getting close to
uh,
is it 155 or 200? It's 155 million, right? Yeah,
well,
getting close to that.
Nintendo's doing the same stuff right now, I'm pretty sure. Like, Nintendo, if you ship 10 million consoles, you have not sold 10 million consoles. Let's let's pump the brakes a little bit. Okay, like if you've sold 8 million, if you sold 9 million, or 6 million, whatever it is, but, like, it seems like these numbers are I don't know. I don't know.
But
There's no
also, like,
transparency.
they say they're gonna start shifting focus to the Switch too, but it's also like, think of how recently the eShop for the Wii U was shut down. Like, the Switch is gonna be supported for a long time. It's just not gonna be the focus is the key difference there. Like, for example, when PlayStation 4 was out when the last PlayStation 2 game released. Like, it was like a, Dance Dance Revolution or something like that. So, they're gonna be making Switch games for a long time, people, don't worry.
Yeah. Well, they should have just said that from the beginning, like, they should have said that before the console came out, like, "Yeah, we're focused on Switch 2." Yeah, we're of course, it's a new console.
Mhm.
Of course, we're focused on that. Are we doing
Well,
less Switch
instead, they
games?
had
I don't
that
know.
weird they had that weird quote, I don't know if you remember, where they were like, uh people took it the wrong way because I'm gonna butcher it, but it was something to the effect of like, if you've got the money, upgrade to Switch 2, but if you don't have the money, then we've got the Switch for you. And that was kind of their attitude at the beginning. And people took it the wrong way, saying like that he said like if you're too poor for a Switch 2 or something like that. Um, but
But
yeah,
then what happened? What happened to the price of the Switch after he said that?
it went up.
It went up, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
true.
get so if you don't have money for a Switch 2, um, hopefully you already have a Switch. Hopefully you already have it. If you don't have money for it, hopefully you already have the things you need.
I mean, people don't realize how many casual consumers there are still out there who don't pay any attention to video games. I have coworkers that have told me as recently as like last month, "Hey, I'm thinking of getting a Switch." And they're like saying it to me because they know I'm super into Nintendo. I'm like, "Well, boy, do you have a ton of games to choose from at this point if you're just now getting your first Switch." So, those people are still out there.
No, I realized that I think it was Legendary Drops. I think, so if it was him, I'll credit him, but, um, on average, Steam users play 4 games a year, or, like, it was, like, 4 games a year over, like, a certain amount of hours. Um,
No, I wish I could remember the exact I had a conversation with Sean recently where I was like, "That's kind of how it used to be when we were growing up." Because I was thinking about it and I was like, I made a list of every single game I can remember playing on the Nintendo 64. And like total, not owned, but, like, I played it, and I remember I played it as a kid. And I only made a list of, like, 30 something games, which works out to about 4 a year for the average of the Nintendo 64's lifespan. So, I'm like, "Wow, we really just made games last back then."
well, like, it's average, so,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, there were some
so
years with
so
6, some
so
years with
it's
3.
like talking about what you're saying with, like, casual gamers,
Mhm.
I would say, yeah, I would say, like, most of my friends who have a Switch, they only have a few games because either they don't play or they have supplementary they have, like, they have a PS5 or they have a PC, and they just have the Switch for Smash Bros, or they have it for Mario Party. Like, I know some people that just have a Switch for Mario Party, and that's it.
Mhm.
Um, because
Or for Smash, like you said, like,
yeah.
Mario Kart, definitely people who only have it for Mario Kart.
Yeah. Yeah, because, like, their friend has it or their brother-in-law has it, and then it's like, "Oh, I wanna play online with them," so they buy a Switch, and they end up only, like, having 1 game for it. So, yeah, like,
Just last week, we talked about how many people only bought Animal Crossing, and
yeah.
we wonder if they're coming back.
So, that's why I try to push on here so much accessibility with everything, like,
Mhm.
I just want accessibility with all the media that I enjoy. um, that is most important because that affects everyone. It affects us also. Just, having games easy to play. So yeah, was there something else? Oh, and then yeah, if you're playing Age of Imprisonment, leave us a comment also. I wanna know. I played Age of Calamity. I'm waiting to see when that update's coming for Switch 2. Everyone's asking for it. We really need it. And
I
it
think I'm actually gonna go back to I have the original Hyrule Warriors on my Wii U, and I never finished it, and the new game being out makes me wanna be like, "You know what? Maybe I'll dust that one off and take a look," because if I enjoy it, there's 2 other games out there for me now.
what was the 3DS one? That
I think
that
it was
that
the same one. It was Hyrule Warriors. It was like I think it had less. It might have had fewer levels or something like that, but it was just like the 3DS version of the first one.
got it. Got it. I lose track. Didn't play that one. Played Age of Calamity. Um, I played it. I played it when I was in quarantine. Actually, it was one of the quarantine games I had to play. I played. Had an interesting time with it. But maybe if I get a Switch 2, I'll go back to the series. I'm not sure. I'm
I get
pretty
so
big on
jealous
Zelda
when people
now.
talk about quarantine because I was working at FedEx at the time, so I was never busier than when everyone else got to quarantine. I mean, I know it wasn't fun, but
N-
still.
no,
Um,
mine was very very expensive. Um, because mine was coming back into the country, like, because I was in Taiwan for a while. Mine was coming back. So, I spent tons of money coming back, and then quarantine was fine. I worked a lot, so, I work at home, so I was in a hotel room working a lot, but, yeah, the games I finished, the, um, Link's Awakening remake, and I finished Age of Calamity while I was in there, 'cause there was really nothing to do.
okay, so I have a differences here list, which I think some people out there might find interesting. So here's the difference if you skipped Hyrule Warriors on the 3DS, here's the difference between the Wii U and the 3DS version. Character switching. You can instantly switch between characters in mid-battle by tapping their portrait on the bottom screen. Ally command, you can use touch screen to direct allied soldiers to different locations. New items, 3DS version includes the Ocarina, which allows for fast travel. No co op on the 3DS version. New story content. It added new story mode and new characters such as Linkle and other characters originally um, from the Wii U's DLC. Oh, okay. So it took a little bit of the Wii U DLC on there. Lower graphics, obviously, because it's the 3DS. Some performance issues, fewer enemies, probably because you can't display as many enemies on screen at once. And that's about it. So there's your differences.
Quite a few, quite a lot.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah. But
okay,
label wise, they were pretty much the same game.
okay.
Or I should say story wise.
I think we're getting more, like, we'll see if they keep the same, like, mechanics, the same game genre, for these Hyrule games, but it seems like they really like doing this whole kinda like Star Wars, like, "Let's tell the story, and then let's tell the story before the story,
Hmm.
and then let's jump forward again." Uh,
And then let's give Zelda a random title in the middle.
right,
Echoes of Wisdom, I'm talking about. Yeah.
right, right. Cool, cool. So I think that's all of our Nintendo news. Let's
Yes.
do Was there anything else?
I have no more Nintendo news or rumors for the week.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do a segment called Item or Not. Oh wait, that's
Okay.
not it. That's not it. For this one, you're gonna be shown this graphic, and I've blacked it out, and I'm gonna tell
Yep.
you a Nintendo item name, and I'll describe it
Mhm.
for you. You have to tell me, is it a real item or is it not a real item? Is it?
Okay.
'Cause I might have made it up.
Okay.
The first one is called the E-Tank. E-Tank is found in, Mega Man. It refills your health bar. It is a literal lifesaver from boss fights. Is that real
Mhm.
or fake?
Of course, that is real. I have never finished a Mega Man game that features the E-Tank without loading up on, like, 6 of them before Doctor Wily's castle. In fact, I recently finished Mega Man 9. I feel like that has the hardest Doctor Wily boss, and I used 3 E-Tanks on that one boss fight just to finish the game.
The next one is the Moon Tuner. So the Moon
Mhm.
Tuner is from Twilight Princess. It is a mystical device that lets you align with the lunar energy. It supposedly makes the enemies weaker. Is that real or not real? Real or fake?
It is not real, unless it was from the HD version that I can't really remember much of, but I'm gonna say not real.
Yeah.
Ah, there we go.
Play along at home. This is also for people at home too. It's
I still can't
fake.
remember the changes they made to that HD version. Like, I know everything they changed in Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD. I'm like, they made the graphics better. I cannot remember what else they did.
All right. The next one is the Dream Shard, and this is from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. It's a sparkling crystal that lets you revisit old save points while sleeping at an inn.
That sounds awesome. Never played a mystery dungeon game, so
Me
I'm
neither.
going to say fake. Ha!
It's fake.
Yeah, it sounded cool though. I'd love to be able to fast travel like that.
It's fake. Okay. All right. But it could be real. Who
Mhm.
knows? Next one is a
I
leaf
might and
mat.
I could play a mystery dungeon game someday. Who knows? Are they worth playing? Have you played them?
No, are they gonna Switch Online? Can't remember.
No, wait, yes, there's one. There's a Game Boy Advance one on Switch
Right,
Online.
right. Because we've played like all the
Yeah.
other Pokemon ones. Next one
Mhm.
is Leaf Mask, Majora's Mask, other Zelda titles. Lets you turn into a Deku Scrub, right? It's great for gliding, great for puzzling, other things. Real or fake?
It's real, and I remember having so many hopes for Majora's Mask that more of the masks would give you abilities. I'm kinda disappointed in retrospect in how many masks in that game are pretty much one-time use items.
Right. Right. Very true. Very true. Next one is the bottle rocket from Earthbound. It is a
Mhm.
one use item and it does serious damage. It's mostly used by Jeff. Mostly used by Jeff. Is it real or fake?
Earthbound, but it sounds familiar. I'm gonna go real. I've only played Earthbound that one time.
It's
Alright,
real.
yeah. Okay.
It
Good,
is
good.
real. And I did research on these.
Okay.
So like I had to like think of one. I tried thinking of ones that like were
Mhm.
in games that we played, but like ones that maybe I would have trouble with. So um Earthbound, okay, that was recent enough. Next one is called the Berry Blaster. The Berry Blaster is from Yoshi's Story. It is a Yoshi style fruit cannon that shoots exploding berries for area damage. The Berry Blast.
You're hitting a lot of games I've played. I think that's fake because I don't think there's a lot of offensive maneuvers in Yoshi's Story.
It's fake.
Yeah.
It's fake. Okay. All right, people at home, are you 6 for 6? Let's let's uh let's keep going. Uh the Koopa Compass from Paper Mario. The Koopa Compass is a navigation tool rumored to always point towards the nearest boss room.
Fake?
Yeah, I've tried keeping a straight face until now. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the Koopa Compass sounds
Another
like
series
something.
I've only played a few entries of, so I'm like, "Ah, it could be in Super Paper Mario." I didn't get to that one, so
Yeah, yeah. I It sounds real. It's got some nice
yeah.
alliteration to it. All
Justice
right.
for Origami King, by the way. It's better than people say it is. Go ahead.
And we have 10, so we have 3 more. Cane of
Okay.
Samaria, Link to the
Mhm.
Past, Oracle of Ages, creates temporary blocks. Uh, you can push on the switches. It is weirdly overpowered.
Mm.
Realer,
Yeah. That's my favorite game of all time, and I did recently just do a 100% playthrough, so I know that's real.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is real. Okay. Number 9 is the P Acorn. P Acorn is from New Super Mario Brothers U. It is an ultra rare version of the Flying Squirrel power up, and it gives infinite airtime for one level, much like the P Wing, but it's the P Acorn.
This sounds familiar. I'm going real on this one.
It's real. It is
Alright,
real.
great. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I think
I
I would have
knew
messed
there was
this up.
something like that. I just didn't know if it was called the pea acorn.
I think I would have messed this up. I New Super Mario Brothers U. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't remember this. All
It yeah.
right.
New Super Mario Brothers U. It's in there.
All right. Can Kevin go 10 for 10? I'm actually kind of surprised about this. And last one is the Echo Medal from Smash Brothers. It is a shiny trinket
Ooh.
that records your last special move and automatically replays it once.
I'm not a Smash person. I stopped at Melee. I'm gonna go with fake.
And it is fake.
Woo!
Wow.
10 for
Wow.
10.
Wow. Wow.
I know my Tendo.
Yeah. Yeah. We might be Mario fans. We might not be Mario X. Okay. I'm done.
I think I know more than I believe I do. It's one of I definitely know more than the average person, but you go on like a Reddit thread or something and you're like, "Oh my god, these are the real Nintendo experts." So, yeah.
Or you just know too much trivia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
could be that.
you might just know, you know, um,
I did have a coworker who used to call me Pop Culture Kevin because, I have lots of pop culture trivia knowledge.
yeah, yeah. Cool. Cool. Do you play trivia? I haven't played trivia in a long time.
Not in a long time. I used to think about trying to put together a trivia dream team. Like, I was like, "Alright, I got this friend who's, like, an expert on sports. I've got this friend who's an expert on" I've always tried to figure out what the proper mix would be to get put together a trivia bar trivia dream team. But you never know what type of questions they're gonna have.
Yeah, it's a time commitment.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
And the prizes aren't usually anything to go crazy for. It's usually like a $25 gift card or something, like, you're not you're not competing for $1,000,000.
It's bragging rights
Yeah, exactly.
or whatever. Whatever. I I don't know that culture, so whatever. Okay. All right, let's do one more and I'm going to pause right there. Hold on. All right. So for this one, we're getting into the holiday season still. We can do more holiday things when we get closer to Christmas, but why not jump into it? I'm calling this the Nintendo Holiday Time Warp. So I'm going to play a hopefully nostalgic Nintendo holiday commercial, and we're going to rank nostalgia 1 to 10, most nostalgic being 10, cursed energy score. So how unhinged is it? 10 being the most unhinged. And then would you buy it as a kid based on this commercial? The answer is probably yes, but hey, that's
Yeah.
the other one.
I'm a sucker for advertising. I'll buy anything.
You're probably it's Nintendo. You're probably gonna buy it. All right, let's see number So let's see number 1.
There's Dad over there. I just love all the new things Kmart has here.
Oh, I can see that.
So
This is the
that's the
one with
new Super
the
Nintendo
guy from Dumb
Entertainment
and Dumber.
System.
What about it?
They say it
Yep.
has 16-bit technology, whatever that means.
gas
Oh, I
man.
see. What else
Yep.
do they say?
That it has 3D graphics and digital stereo sound, and that Super Mario World is included.
Okay, we'll get it for him.
Yes.
So, how long did he work on you?
About 2 weeks.
Oh, wait.
So
So,
not that one for me, I forget all the categories. That's getting a 0 for unhinged. It's not it's not an unhinged ad. Would it have worked on me? Absolutely. So I'm gonna give that a 10 for that because Super Nintendo is amazing. What was the other category?
um, would you buy it? The answer is yes.
Yeah, of course I'd buy it.
Yeah, you buy it. You buy it. We can maybe skip over. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yes,
No,
super.
they're all fun to see no matter how they score.
Yeah, super nostalgic. Um, I'm I'm right at the I
Yeah.
think like correct age, so I'll go I'll go 9 for nostalgia. I'll
Just
keep it open.
Kmart in general, man. Just seeing Kmart was nostalgic because are they even still around anymore? I don't think they are.
I don't know.
If they are, they're nowhere near me.
No idea. No idea.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, and the prices. We're gonna see some different prices going through this. Let me
I
go
remember the
check.
last time I went into Kmart too because it was closing down. It was a sad scene. Like they were missing like tiles all over the floor and stuff. It was just not good.
I have no idea. And I've been back to the States in so long, so maybe there's a few
Gotcha.
next to a Chuck E. Cheese or something. All right, here we go. Number 2.
Rated E for everyone.
Yeah, that's nostalgic. Nostalgic as hell right there. I'm gonna give that one like an 8 for nostalgia. Um, of course, I'm buying the product because it's Game Boy Advance. Not that unhinged though. Just kind of another peaceful one. Well, I know Nintendo's got some unhinged stuff in their library though.
Yeah, this is
You know what my favorite story about the Game Boy Advance SP is? Is that it basically came about because Nintendo hates when people you know, do things with their 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 stuff. Basically Nintendo put out the original Game Boy Advance. It was not backlit. Nintendo said would be cost prohibited to put a backlight in there. They wouldn't be able to afford to mass produce that. And then college engineering students started in the early days of the internet offering to mod people's systems. And Nintendo was fighting it for so long. They were like, the best way to fight this is just release one of our own that is already backlit.
yeah. They should do that now
Yeah.
with whatever else, but that's not the point. The point is the nostalgia. Yeah, you did it perfectly with 8, so I'll go 7.5. And it's not unhinged. And I really just put this segment together so I could watch like old commercials and kind of get.
Yeah.
I really like. You're gonna see like so much of this just kind of like the holiday nostalgia gets you in a different way. I'll just put it like that.
Nintendo's wait, Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Next one.
Jingle bells, Santa smells, Christmas really stunk. I got nothing that I like, my gifts were all just junk. Boxes full of
This
clothes,
is an all-time favorite.
CDs no one knows. When I wanted something for my Nintendo 64. Zelda's
Oh, yeah.
great, Turok 2, South Park would be fine. How about Rogue Squadron? That game should be mine.
Make up for a lame Christmas. Get the hits you missed on N64.
Mom and Dad, I'm so sad.
This one's a 10 out of 10 for nostalgia. I love that the Nintendo 64 controllers were all different colors to show off that subtly show off, "Hey, these are available in a variety of cuddle colors." Uh, I love that the gang is, like, almost subliminally a live action version of the cast of South Park, even though they had South Park featured in the commercial. I love seeing just so much nostalgia in this. I'm giving this a 10 out of 10 for nostalgia. And I owned almost all those games, so there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we just keep it there, like unhinged score, we can keep that something I don't know.
Yeah.
I need something else to throw in there. We can
That's
keep it.
more for, like, the print ads they used to have where it's like have you seen the Game Boy one where it's like a woman tied to a bed in lingerie, and the guy's more interested in the Game Boy? It's like some of those are crazy.
Yeah, that would be a good segment also, not that one, but that would be
Yeah.
something cool to do also, like, some of the less sexual, unhinged print advertisements. This one is
There's the one with all the different colored tongues. Sorry. Okay.
yeah, okay. This one is
Yeah.
11 out of 10 for me. Like, like hearing people sing this in school,
Mhm.
like at the end of the day, like waiting for like Christmas, like Christmas break, and just like having the snow outside. Like I like, there's so many parts I can just like see and feel in my mind. Um,
Did that
like
have, "Get in or get out" at the end? I don't think it did. People forget that Nintendo 64 catchphrase, but it was in their ad campaign somewhere.
well, we'll see it again, but um, yeah, and then like it's like Turok 2, South Park, Rogue Squadron. It's like what? Like they're just advertising all of their
Turok
games.
2 and Rogue Squadron were actual Christmas presents for me. I don't know if they were the same year, but I definitely remember they were Christmas presents.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, yeah, all-time great commercial, and really shows like where Nintendo was at that time with
Mhm.
just like the
Man,
N64. I give it so much crap, but it was just like the social
it
party
was a moment.
system. It
Yeah,
was yeah,
it was a
it was
vibe.
yeah.
Man, sorry, real quick, just, like, that's something people don't really bring up often when they talk about physical games versus digital is, like, you don't get those memories of unwrapping a Christmas present with a digital game. You just get the code and you go.
Yeah.
Alright, sorry.
Yeah, you're okay. Um Actually, we're not. No, we're actually on the next one. Okay, let's just go ahead.
Alright.
Bells, jingle bells.
Always Jingle Bells.
Oh, we can post.
We've been good, well, mostly good. Don't you think we deserve something awesome? If you buy us a Nintendo DS, we'll play Mario games, cause
I
they're
don't
the
I've never
best.
seen
And
this
think
one.
of the
That's
laughs
rare.
that we'll have when we snap pics of Grandma.
We can record our voice and mess with what we say.
You get a happy holiday.
Mamma Mia! The special edition Nintendo
Oh, we cut off there, but
Ah, there's always that high school play that is way beyond the capabilities of an actual high school, drama department. Like, the ending to Say Anything comes not Say Anything, Love Actually comes to mind. Um, but yeah, that was cool. I've never seen this one, and I watch a lot of old ads, so I don't know how I missed it. I love it. I had a DS XL, so I bought it. Another product I bought.
maybe
I didn't have Mario Kart DS though, so they missed me with that one.
yeah, maybe saw it once or something. And then yeah, Jingle Bells it might be free. It
Yeah,
might
it's
be
public domain for
yeah,
sure.
public
Yeah.
domain.
But,
So
like, a lot of Christmas songs are, I think.
right, right. So that yeah, I didn't mean to do that. Nostalgia, I'll give it a 5. I didn't have a DS XL. I had a DS. I had a red DS. So
I I bought them all. I didn't have the original model is what I didn't have, but I bought whatever, like, the Model 2 was, and then I had a DSi, and then I had an XL, and then I had a 3DS, and then I had a 3DS XL. I bought them all. Right now, I don't know what happened to them. I only have the 3DS XL right now.
and and Yeah, the advertisement cut off, but this one was 179.99 DS XL with Mario Kart DS and three three installed titles that I can't see. So it came with a lot. Like this was
Nice.
it's like for yeah, a holiday bundle, that's really nice. Uh really cool box too for the 25th as well. Um
Mhm.
cool. Let's do our next one. Mamma Mia.
This Christmas, Pepsi would like to help you celebrate the holidays with a chance of winning a present from Mario in the Pepsi Nintendo Holiday Game, where you could win one of thousands of terrific Nintendo
Wow.
prizes,
I
like these
spent all of
action sets,
$6 on this one.
game packs, and best of all, the sensational new Game Boy. So hurry up and play before it's all over. Look for details on how to win your Nintendo prize
Oh,
wherever
I
you
want
see
that
these
display,
Pepsi
though.
holiday displays.
Well, Kevin, it's Pepsi. They didn't have that
Yeah.
much money. They only had like 8 bajillion dollars, okay?
It's
Like
it's just so weird with old TV and even movies sometimes. You'll look at it and you'll be like, anybody with a TikTok account can make better special effects these days. It's so crazy how far we've come.
well, I had to include this one because it's history. I don't know if there's
Mhm.
ever been a Pepsi Nintendo like anything, and seeing it is
No.
I include another one in here as well, but like, um, I was like a month old when it came out.
Oh,
So
Pepsi
this
Man was the PlayStation, that game. You remember Pepsi Man?
like PlayStation?
Yeah.
No.
You don't remember? Okay. There's an, AVGN, video about it. It's a it's of its time. Pepsi Man. It was a video game.
What genre is it?
Uh, I think it was like an endless runner before cell phone apps were even a thing. It was, if I remember correctly, it played a lot like Sidewalk Surfers or something like that.
That's cool. If only Nintendo released a Coca-Cola game, Sega releases an RC Cola game, that would be
They had a
so
7 Up.
that would be
They had Spot.
sick.
7 Up had Spot.
Yeah, yeah. So, interesting time. I think is it the next one? Let's move ahead because oh wait, nostalgia score for me is a 4. Yeah, I was just a baby. So,
Hmm. I
okay.
was in college. Wait, I don't know what year that came out, but I'm pretty sure I was in college when the DSi came out.
I meant this commercial.
Oh, this one. Okay.
Yeah, I was a baby. All right, here we go. Let's go.
If I win, it's breakfast in bed for a week. Prepare to be embarrassed.
Turbo boost.
How do you get the turbo boost right off the bat?
Hit Dad.
I heard that. Don't hit me. Wow, that was a cheap shot. Okay.
We
Nope.
have multiple
Double or nothing. What?
tablet controls.
Is that a shortcut?
Maybe.
No.
Triple or nothing.
Proud of yourself?
Get together with Wii U, now $2.99. Games rated E to E10 plus.
Now $2.99, soon to be $9.99. Oh, poor Wii U. I supported you. I was a day one purchase. Oh my god. Well, I'll be playing Hyrule Warriors this weekend. Yeah, that oddly that one had more nostalgia for me, even though I hadn't seen either of those ads before. I'm more nostalgic about the Wii U than I am about the DS. I don't know why.
I I didn't have the Wii U, but looking at it, I was like, yeah, it was an affordable console. It did have
Well,
it
I
did come with
remember
everything.
I I mean, we've talked so much about the Wii U, but before it came out, before we knew what the future was, before any of us could see with look back and do some Monday morning quarterbacking on it, um, it sounded like it had a ton of potential. Playing games, being able to play your game while someone else watched the TV was a great idea. And in the beginning, they claimed they had a ton of third party support, and they did. and then all the third-party support left.
And then no more holidays for the Wii U.
Yep.
No more holidays.
Yeah, that was the 2 holidays they had.
Okay, okay. I don't have nostalgia score. I didn't have this one. What's your nostalgia score?
I'm gonna give that one an 8. I'm gonna put that one on par with some of the others, like, it's I felt I had feelings there.
Here's one I didn't know. You might know it. I'm not sure.
Attention, attention parental units. If you've been scanning the area, trying to calculate what store has the Nintendo Action Set at a great price, don't delay.
Is there us?
Proceed directly to Child
No,
World,
Child World, I don't know.
where you'll find the Nintendo Action Set for $99.99 with 2 controllers, light gun, and double game pack. And Child World is the official Nintendo headquarters with a great assortment of software. So for low prices every day, proceed to Child World,
No, I don't know
America's favorite
Child
toy
World.
store. Thank you.
I didn't have
But I know
Child
it was called the Nintendo Action Set because they were trying to market it as a toy and not as a video game.
Right.
Action Set sounds more like a toy.
And it's got the whole robot, like the Nintendo robot and like the whole robot voice. It's
Mhm.
very Rocky 3. It's very
If any listeners I kind of brushed past that. If any listeners don't know, there was a video game crash in 1983, and that's why Nintendo tried marketing when Nintendo came out the next year, they marketed theirs as, "No, this isn't a video game that everyone's sick of. This is a toy." So that was basically their strategy.
and hey, $99, 89, what is that? Like is that a less than 200 now? The whole system, 2 controllers, you get the gun. Pretty good deal. A pretty good
Mhm.
deal. Yeah. So nostalgia score gets a
Oh,
2
don't even
for
get me
me.
started on, like, what systems used to come with. That came with 2 games, 2 controllers, and the zapper gun. Like, nothing comes with 2 controllers anymore. Come on. And a game.
No. Yeah, you have to pay for the buttons now. Yeah. Okay. Did I have one more? That's the end of my segment. That's the end.
Alright.
That
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 was fun.
that's
Fun trip down
7.
memory lane.
Yeah, we can we can always circle back to it because yeah, I had to like leave out a ton. And that's just, what I was casually browsing. Let's pause there
Mhm.
and we'll do our spotlight.
Okay, in our spotlight segment this week, we are doubled up yet again, another double feature with Star Fox and Star Fox 2, because both were on the Super Nintendo, kind of. And Star Fox 2 wasn't officially released. So I figured it would be good to just stick it in with the original Star Fox game. So the original Star Fox came out on the Super Nintendo in March of 1993. Before the days of Star Fox 64 and Do a Barrel Roll were a meme, Nintendo took a huge leap into 3D gaming with the original Star Fox on Super Nintendo. Uh, it was one of the most technically impressive games of its era, powered by the groundbreaking Super Effects chip built directly into the cartridge. That chip allowed for polygonal 3D graphics on hardware that was never really designed to be able to do that, and it completely changed what people thought the Super Nintendo was capable of. You played as Fox McCloud, leader of the Star Fox team, alongside Falco, Peppy, and Slippy. And your mission is to defend the Lilat system from the evil Andross. And he was an exiled scientist bent on galactic domination. The game's structure, it's straightforward but incredibly replayable. You have 3 different paths that you can go down for a lot of the replay ability there as well. You pilot your R-Wing through a series of on-rails missions, blast enemies, dodge obstacles. You got, like I said, the 3 different routes. Each route offers unique stages, bosses, and difficulty levels, making every playthrough a little different. And there's also secret exits to some stages that send you on other secret routes. So that's kind of fun. Gameplay wise, Star Fox was unlike anything else on a console at the time. The 3D movement lock-on shooting and smooth sense of speed, felt futuristic in '93. It was also cinematic. Mission briefings came over the radio with chatter for your teammates, and it was just awesome. The presentation, it still holds up surprisingly well, in my opinion. The music is classic Nintendo. I don't know if it's on the Nintendo Music app yet, but it's definitely going to be at some point. And yeah, fun facts. In Europe and Japan, the game was released as Star Wing due to a trademark issue with Star Fox. I think it was a German trademark. Anyway, the R-Wing design was inspired by origami cranes, giving it that sleek folded wing look where it kind of like comes in and out. And bottom line, Star Fox was a bold experiment that proved Nintendo was already thinking in 3D before the Nintendo 64 even existed. It's fast, challenging, and full of personality, the kind of technical showcase that still earns respect decades later. Um, do you remember what you thought of this game back in the day? Because I actually remember my first impressions.
No,
No.
N64, yes.
Okay.
Um,
I
but this one,
remember
no.
not understanding what all the magazine because all the magazine articles about this were talking about that Super Effects chip and how amazing the visuals looked and how crazy good these new graphics are. And I remember looking at it back in the day, even contemporary, kind of the way a modern gamer would look at this. I remember being like, "I don't understand what they're saying. It's all like boxes and triangles and I don't know, Super Mario World looks like that looks like a guy, but this looks like a bunch of triangles, you know?" I didn't get the 3D modeling of it all. Like, that did not connect with my I think I was in the 4th grade. That did not connect with 4th grade me. Um, and now as an adult, I get what they were saying, like, "Oh, these are, like, fully rendered 3D objects on a Super Nintendo game. That's impressive." They didn't word it that way in the reviews.
Super impressive for the time.
Yeah.
Uh, music is great. It did, did you mention Star Wars in your description?
I
It
didn't
was
mention it, no, just that, Star Fox had a copyright, which I think I've heard there's, like, a German Star Fox thing or something, I don't know.
because
I'll look that
the
up real quick.
because wasn't Miyamoto inspired by the X-wings in Star Wars? Like,
I wouldn't
wasn't
be
there?
surprised. I remember
Right.
we basically played this as, like, "Oh, this is basically a Star Wars game," when back when there was not a lot of Star Wars to choose from, and, like, a lot of the battles kinda simulate scenes from Star Wars, like when you're flying out of the exploding ship, it's like in Return of the Jedi when you'd be flying out of the exploding Death Star and stuff like that.
There's like great stories of the developers. They moved to Kyoto to work on this game, and they worked in like the main office, like the main building, but they were not allowed to be in most of the building because it was like everything that goes on and then like in that building is very secretive. Uh, so I thought like hearing stories about that because again, I'm always interested in hearing more about the development and what actually goes on, like, behind those doors and everything.
Mhm.
And also that Miyamoto was a big chain smoker at the time. So he would often come in, like, smoking cigarettes, which I didn't know, but I can imagine. Um, first using the FX chip, it was the second 3D game after X on the Super Nintendo. Um, a month after the North American release, they did Super Star Fox Weekend in America, other countries, I guess. Over 2,000 retail outlets hosted it, and it was a competition that had pins and other merchandise that you can find on eBay like very easily. Pretty cool. Like I wish Nintendo would host competitions to advertise their games. Like
Mm.
I wish I lived in that timeline that That
You
sounds
should look up the one they did for Link's Awakening. That one's really cool, where uh, they sent everyone on a train ride, to basically advertise that you could finish this game in under 12 hours or something like that. I don't remember. It's a really cool. They gave a prize to whoever could beat the game first on the train ride.
right. They had, um I forget how many winners of this one, but the winner in America got to choose either a trip or like $15,000, and he chose the money, of course.
Hmm.
Uh, so yeah, similar to like last week when we were talking about like Pokemon trading card game and going to like KB Toys and yeah, and I think it's really cool. Also for Star Fox, Kellogg's had a game watch. So
I
there
had
was
that watch,
yeah.
and I was really good at it. I loved that watch. Yes. Thank you for bringing that up.
Right, and that's super cool, and just the memories of, like, the fact that you would, like, actually mail in, like, a check or a money order to a PO box, and then, like, a few weeks later, no tracking number or anything, like, get,
Hmm.
like, your item in the mail, you know? Just, like, sending it off and being like, "Well, I'm sure I'll get it," like, eventually.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, super cool and overwhelmingly really good initial reviews. All of them that I read gave some kind of credit or positive review towards the new chip they were using for this game. Um, is the core gameplay still worth playing, do you think? Just gameplay
Okay, so
alone?
I'm not gonna name any names, but I listened to a retro video game podcast recently that was really harsh on this game, and I was like, "Really? Star Fox?" I honestly, to me, I think it still holds up as far as on-rail shooters go, but they were very critical of this game. I don't think it deserves nearly as much criticism as they were giving it. I think it does hold up, yes. Long answer for that question.
Is it the best way to
The vis
yeah.
the visuals might be a little off-putting at first, but gameplay I think holds up.
But is this the best way to play it? Because there's 3DS, isn't there? Or is there's isn't didn't they, like, remake this
They
game?
remade
Or,
the
like
Nintendo 64 one on 3DS,
oh, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
and I don't know if this version was on there, but this is on the Super Nintendo Mini, so you could play it that way. I'm sure it's available other ways too.
Which leads directly into the other one, doesn't it? Uh,
Yep.
yeah, so this is, of course, an obvious choice, like, you can't have the Switch Online service not have, this game. Um, it It feels I think it feels diverse enough. I think they make the levels look different enough for a game that is
Mhm.
overall, like, you know, not the most diverse with mechanics, it being an on-rail shooter, of course. So, I think
I
it
love the voice acting, if you can call it voice acting. Like, I don't like when it went to actual dialogue. I much prefer the sound bites, the "burp, burp, 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 burp." Like, I love that.
sure. So, I think it holds up in lots of different ways. Um, it has less nostalgia for me, and I can see why it was so heavily praised when it first came out. So for me, it's number 29. How about you?
So for me, this was a game I was all in on at the time. I loved it, even though like I said, I didn't visually, I was like, I don't understand what you guys are talking about. I don't think these are insanely good graphics, but gameplay wise, I loved it. And I was huge into Star Wars at the time. So, like I said, it was like almost like having another Star Wars game. Uh, I remember my friends had like Rogue Squadron on their PC, and this was about as close as I could get to a Rogue Squadron game on a console. So at the time, had to wait to the next system. Um, Yeah, anyway, I ranked it number 17, pretty high on my list, which puts it right below one of your favorites, Super Mario Brothers 3. So, that's the neighborhood I've got this living in.
Nice, nice, awesome, awesome. And then the other one, I don't think I played. Yeah, I think I had played until this week. The other one.
So, Star Fox 2 was supposed to come out on the Super Nintendo in 1995, didn't release until 2017 on the it had its well, it leaked online, obviously years before, but its first official release was on the Super Nintendo Mini in 2017. Star Fox 2, it's one of the most fascinating stories in Nintendo's history. It had a fully completed game that sat unreleased for 2 decades. Originally finished in 1995, it was meant to be the true follow-up to the original Star Fox on Super Nintendo. Pushed the Super Effects 2 chip to its limits, offering a far more ambitious and dynamic experience than the first game. But despite being ready to launch, Nintendo quietly shelved it, all because the Nintendo 64 was right around the corner and they didn't want an aging 3D Super Nintendo game competing with their next gen system. And when it finally saw an official release in 2017, fans got to experience what is essentially a lost piece in Nintendo history. You once again play as Fox McCloud, the Star Fox team. Star Fox 2 changed the formula completely, though. Instead of traditional on rails levels, it introduced real time strategy elements on the map of the Lilat system. You chose where to fly, intercept enemy ships, defend planets, um, and yeah, it's part action shooter, part tactical defense. It feels very modern for something made in the mid 90s. The gameplay itself is fully 3D, letting you fly freely in all directions for the first time in the series. You can switch between walker mode and fighter mode, which is a mechanic they revisited in Star Fox Zero. And the R Wing transformations feel pretty smooth for a Super Nintendo game. It also introduced new pilots, Melu and Lynx, and Faye, the poodle, which expanded the roster beyond the original four. The graphics were a huge step up from the 1993 original, and the new Super Effects 2 chip allowed for smoother polygons and more complex enemies and larger environments. So it's easy to see how this was meant to be the Super Nintendo's final big tech showcase. Unfortunately, it didn't end up being that way. There's also a lot of ideas in this game that wound up being reused in Star Fox 64, which Nintendo loves to do with their canceled projects. They're like, well, let's keep this. The Zelda does it all the time. There's so many things in one Zelda game that were supposed to be in the previous Zelda game. Um, Fun facts. The game was leaked online years before its official release, but the 2017 version was the first to use the final polished build straight from Nintendo's archives, or so they claim. Its mission map system directly inspired later games like Star Fox Command and Star Fox Zero. The Walker transformation for the R Wing was actually recycled and refined in Star Fox Zero on the Wii U. And that's all the trivia I have about it. Bottom line, Star Fox 2, it's a time capsule and a bold experiment that was a little ahead of its time, took real risks, and now it is out in the world. What do you think of it?
Yeah, I can't imagine the feeling of just like working on something so much. Like,
Something so groundbreaking too, like probably being like, "Oh my god, when people see this, it's gonna blow their minds."
yeah,
And
but
then nothing.
but then still like, all right, here's your money.
Yeah.
Here's probably more money than I've ever seen. So like again, I can't compare that feeling um because
Work for hire.
they
That's work for hire.
some of the original team threw a party in 2017 when they finally announced the release of it, which I thought was uh pretty cool.
That is
And
cool.
yeah, it just shows how Nintendo has remained consistent for some things.
Yeah, they
Like
probably all still work there.
it's a huge investment to do all of that. And the developer of Star Fox 2 and well, Star Fox 1 says that he had nothing to do with the beta release getting out, but this is in the 90s. Like the beta release got released online back in the 90s before like hacking and like before a lot like there was hacking, but like I'm pretty sure someone at Nintendo actually just went into his computer, got the game, and put it
Could
online.
be. We've also talked about on here before how randomly, demo carts and prototype builds have shown up so many places, like a used game store in Canada or something like that,
I don't think
yard
there's any
sales,
carts.
so
I think it was just on a
Oh, okay.
computer.
Yeah, but the demo build might have had a cart
I
because
don't
they
I don't
came
think
in,
it
like, those
did.
long-looking ones? No? Okay.
No, I don't know if it did because like they asked the developer if he had any involvement in it, and he's always claimed that he didn't. Um, so I would assume that means there was like
Mm,
never a demo card out there. But I mean,
mm.
it went through testing. Like apparently
Yeah, it
when
was
they
finished.
yeah, apparently when they made the decision to not go forward, it was almost done. But then
Mhm.
when they made a decision, they said, let's go, since it's already almost done, let's just go through all of it and then keep it in the vault, which is just so like what? Like just so crazy to think about. And then it's
Well, you
also
never know, like, I do get that thinking because say it's 1995, you're about to drop the Nintendo 64, you keep it because 'cause you're like, "You know what? Just in case, let's say we wanna bump our SNES sales a little bit next year because the Nintendo 64 is not doing so hot. We've got this in our back pocket."
yeah, maybe. Yeah, yeah, but it was still a huge investment that they did nothing with until 2017 when someone was like, "Hey,
Mhm,
we should put it on this system that, is kind of a, like the mini systems were kind of random, right? Like they're
mhm,
not a home console, they're something else, right? They're not emulators, they're something else, right?
yeah.
Um, s- so yeah, I think I think and then watching modern reviews of SNES games are like super crazy to watch. Like watching like people do like modern 2017 reviews of a game that just released for the Super Nintendo. I think
Yeah.
is pretty
It's
cool.
stuff like that, like, happens sporadically, like, you remember they put out 40 Winks for the Nintendo 64, like 2 or 3 years ago? Because it was originally it's a PlayStation game that was originally planned to have a Nintendo 64 version, and it was printed in magazines at the time that it was coming to Nintendo 64. And then for whatever reason, I don't know this full story, it didn't. That version never came out. Well, like 2 or 3 years ago, they crowdfunded it and they released a brand new Nintendo 64 game. Like, I know they've done the same for NES games and Sega Genesis games. It's always cool.
What did you think of the gameplay? I'm kind of going past this part, but yeah.
So yeah, no, this one, I've never really been able to get myself into, to be honest. I kind of like the on rails element of the franchise. Um, I like when they have like one or two levels that's kind of free roam, but I prefer as a whole my Star Fox on rails. So it's nice as a historical element, but I don't know if it's because I'm going back or if back in the day, if they did release it, I would have loved this. I don't know. I can just speak for the actual experience I had. And I'm like, you know what? Star Fox 64 does all this better. I'm not really like, yeah, I'm not really into it.
I had it ranked
How about
just
you?
yeah, I had it ranked just lower, just one lower
Mhm.
than the other one. Um,
Oh.
Probably because I don't feel any real strong way about the original. Besides that, like, I think that it's great. I think this other one with the real time map really at like it's very they were trying to do a lot with this game. What am I trying
Mhm.
to say? Like I think they were trying to like do some different things with this game. Don't like as much as the original. Um, I do find it feels a little bit more repetitive to me. So I think I would prefer the original more. But I do put this one at 30, and I think it does look very very nice for a SNES title.
I ranked
Ambitious.
it, much further apart from the original, but this is gonna sound like it's low on my list, but this, believe it or not, is still in the area of good games. I ranked it at 55, which still puts it near I'll put it this way, it's in between Mario Golf and Mega Man 4 for the Game Boy. So those were both games I still like. I just, like I gave all my reasons. It's just this one, for whatever reason, has never clicked with me.
And
And with that, we can take a look at what we're playing next time. Let's see. Okay, next time we're going to go over to the Nintendo 64 and we're going to play the Nintendo 64's answer to Metal Gear Solid, which was Win Back Covert Operation, a game that I definitely owned back in the day. And I think I've said on this podcast before, back when everything, I was like, oh, this is going to be my thing. And then, like, it would never get a follow up. This is another one. Before I ever played Metal Gear Solid, I played this first. And I was like, this is going to be my Metal Gear Solid. I'm going to follow this series. And then it never got a follow up. So yeah, let's see how well Winback Covert Operation has aged. Um, I do remember a trivia fact about it. It's, I think the first, third-person shooter to have, like, a duck and cover system. So, there's that. Anyway, if you liked anything we talked about today, let us know in a comment down below. If you have anything to say about what we said, if you like Star Fox, if you liked the holiday ads and you remember them, let us know down below in the comments. If you're on YouTube or Spotify, leave us a like, a review. Thank you for subscribing. And we will be back next week with some more Nintendo news and rumors. See you then.